Are you a vendor or are you a partner to your clients? It may sound like a small distinction, but it actually makes a massive difference in your relationship. A vendor responds to the client. The client comes to them asking for a quote on a product or a service, and they try and give them the lowest price possible. Whereas a partner is more strategic. In that relationship, your client comes to you for your unique insights and wants you to help solve their problem. They're not looking for a product or a service, they're looking for success. If you successfully position yourself as a strategic partner for your clients, you're going to have more opportunities coming in the pipeline, shorter sales cycles, and ultimately larger deal sizes. As a partner, you get deep into their business. You don't just sell a product that's spec'd out, you're actually selling a full solution for them. But the problem is, a lot of businesses get stuck in that vendor mode. If you liked today's video, be sure to like it, smash that subscribe button so you don't miss future content. If you have any questions or comments, leave them down below. We personally respond to them and we love talking to you. I was recently talking to a CEO of a mid-sized company, and he was talking about his major problem with the sales reps. And that's that their sales reps are essentially seen as order takers. They stop by the client's office, they deliver cookies, and they ask for new work. And if their clients aren't actively bidding out new work, they shut the door, wave goodbye, and that's the end of the conversation. He was saying he wished his sales reps were more seen as advisors to their clients. This particular company sold marketing products, and he was saying he wants his sales reps to be called when his clients are looking for new marketing campaign ideas. So that in this case, if they can actually supply the ideas and give them full campaign from start to finish, and then plug their products or services into those campaigns, they're going to get much more opportunity, and ultimately the client's going to be more successful. But the problem was his sales team were vendors. They were order takers. And this is something that's not just limited to physical products that you sell. I see this all the time with service-based businesses too. When you look at their sales conversations and you look at their website, they just talk about their service offerings and the features and the specs and the deliverables. And yes, these things matter, but they don't provide a solution. It doesn't position you as a strategic partner in their business. And without that position, you're going to lose out on major opportunities and have less sales. Ideally, you can change that relationship altogether. And again, you can become that advisor and not a vendor. And what this will lead to is shorter sales cycles because that trust is already built into the relationship. It will lead to less price sensitivity because your value goes beyond your product or service with the insights you provide in that relationship as well. And it'll lead to higher deal sizes because they're solving bigger problems for that customer. And ultimately, it's going to lead to less competition. Your clients are not going to shop around if they see you as a partner in their business. So now let's talk about 3 ways you can move from vendor to partner. Step number 1 is to stop leading with your product. Yes, your product or service is what you sell on a face value, but on a deeper level, what you're selling is an outcome or a transformation for your client. So always start your conversations around the problems they're facing, the solutions they're seeking, and what's stopping them. Your prospects are going to be asking questions like, how do I even know if I need this? Why is this the most important thing to do? How can we actually implement this and be successful in the process? These are the kind of questions you need to be talking about and answering in your sales conversations, not simply asking how many and when do you want it.
So, you gonna buy something?
When you stop leading with your products and start talking about the problems and the outcomes they're seeking, that drastically raises the value of your offer. It also aligns you more with your client because you are focused on solving their problem and not selling a product. Step number 2 should be no surprise, but it is to create educational content. So on LinkedIn, on social media, on YouTube, on your company blog, in your newsletter, in-person presentations, anywhere you can, you should be teaching your prospects and your clients. Outwardly showing your expertise shows you know what you're talking about and you're passionate about your industry. This will naturally build trust at scale with the right people, but it'll also invite people into that conversation. People will see some educational content, they'll get value from it, and they'll reach out to you looking for your specific help.
For only you can help me.
This will naturally put you in a position of a trusted advisor. So as you're going about your conversations with your customers, take note of the questions they're asking. Take note of the insights that you're providing. Then after those discussions, go back and create educational content on those exact topics. Because if one customer asks you about it, 10 more are probably thinking about it. And my third tip is to have a unique point of view. Good strategic partners don't just present options, they actually have opinions. Because if you're an expert at what you do, you probably have strong thoughts about what works and what does not work, what to do and what to avoid doing, and ultimately what matters and why it matters. Don't be afraid to keep it real as it is, because honestly, that's what people want from a partner. Again, this is one of those things that will differentiate you from the competition. If your competition comes in and says they'll do anything for anyone, they're not going to stand out. But if you, as a strategic partner for your clients, come in with a very strong point of view about how to make them successful, they'll want to work with you every single time. And those are just tips to get you started. But ultimately, at the end of the day, is I want you to have that mindset shift. As you go about your next client conversations or you go about creating content online, stop thinking of yourself as a vendor and start thinking of yourself as a partner.